Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 72 of the regular season, where the Rangers win 6-5 in overtime. Just soak that all in. 6-5 in overtime over the Philadelphia Flyers, and in so doing, the New York Rangers clinch a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs. If I were to go goal by goal, this would just be pure chaos, and it's probably still going to be pure chaos, but I'm trying to rein it in just a little smidgen of a bit. So, what from this game can you take away that is good for the New York Rangers? That is what I want to focus on. Because there was some bad, but to be fair with the bad, you're still missing Lindgren, you're still missing Trouba. The 41 shots for the Flyers and the 5 goals, especially how dangerous those chances were, those were bad. But to look at the good for the Rangers out of this game, because again, they still won, they still clinched a spot in the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, they're the first team to do so, and they are currently in line to win the President's Trophy. I'm not going to nitpick that, again, missing 2 top defenders, you didn't play a good defensive game. The good that you take away from this game, even getting outshot to hell and back, the shots finished 41-27, good lord. Shesterkin, listen, a lot of those are just ridiculous chances that the Flyers had, and the defense can't be allowing them. I'm not going to tell you that he was perfect. I thought he still made some good saves. I thought he still came up big in some moments. I'm not even going to critique him. The offense for this game deserves a lot of credit. The penalty kill deserves a lot of credit. They got a shorthanded goal. They did give up a power play goal, but they get one shorthanded. And again, the resilience is important. And all of these things culminate in good vibes heading towards the playoffs. Because, look, now we can say it. The Rangers are in the playoffs. There is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. They're in it. They're going to be playing playoff hockey regardless of what they do for the final 10. They're trying to get themselves ready, and I've also talked at length about making yourself scary. I've talked about the Rangers in the past few years, even when they went on that deep run. They were a team that a lot of people did not put much stock in, and they haven't ever felt like the monsters in the East. That has always gone to teams like Boston or the Carolina Hurricanes. Or even when the Rangers had home ice against them, they did not feel like the superior team to the Penguins because, all the Penguins' playoff grit. The Rangers have not, ever since the retool, felt like a genuine, bona fide contender. They've been a good playoff team, but never that team that you think, I do not want to play them in the first round. This season, the Rangers have done a lot to build themselves into a team that you might think, I'm not too crazy about facing them in the first round. And I'm still not even convinced they're the third best team in the Eastern Conference. But they are a lot better, despite the fact that they are probably, I'll say they are the third best team in the Eastern Conference, behind probably Florida and the Boston Bruins, which is kind of funny to say, all things considered, but still, I think that's the 1-2 that I'm most terrified of. Even with all that, they are still miles better and miles more intimidating than they have been in the past few seasons. One of the ways they've done that is by just straight up beating some of those teams. They swept Boston. They just beat Florida last week. They took 2 of the 3 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. If I'm not mistaken, I think they've taken 3 of the 4 against the Hurricanes. At the very least, they split it. That's how you start to build yourself up. And I'm pretty sure they beat Toronto 2 out of 3 in that series. That's how you start to build yourself up. A game like this is important because for the second straight time, against a playoff opponent, in as many games, by the way, because they went down 2-0 to the Panthers, they overcome a multi-goal deficit, and they come back to win the game in overtime. That is a good thing. It is a feeling that you cannot have a safe lead against this Rangers team. And now, the power play goal for Zibanejad was a really nice power play goal. Mika Zibanejad ripping the one-timer. That's good to see back. And the overtime one, I'm not going to say a whole lot about. But the other 4 are those gritty, grindy, and I know you're going to hate me when I say it, playoff-style goals. You have the first one for him, which was Johnny Brodzinski. Brilliant forecheck started by Capo Caco. Behind the net, passes out to Brodzinski in front. Beautiful shot. Really nice play. That's the kind of stuff, especially from a third line, that you're going to want to see in the playoffs, and that's going to help in the playoffs. Then you have the first Alexis Lafreniere goal. God, I love the fact that we are in an age where multiple times this year I've gotten to say the first Alexis Lafreniere goal in a game. I know it's weird to say about a player who's probably going to finish around like 50 or 52 points. He's finally here, guys. He's broken out. I can't wait to see him next year. But that's so far off in the future. We're not even talking about what he's going to do in the playoffs. His first goal of the night. Just gritty, grindy. It's a rebound. It's this weird thing where the Flyers it's just a mess in front of the net. And think of how many times in the playoffs you are going to see that type of mess in front of the net. Lafreniere jumps on the rebound, fires it home, scores. The Rangers then at that point take a 3-2 lead. You'd have Konechny tie it back up at 3, but then Rangers on a penalty kill. Beautiful play by Mika Zibanejad to start this little weird thing, gets in the way of a pass, goes along the boards, he races up, he gets the puck, it's him and Trocheck on a 2-on-1, short-handed, beautiful, beautiful pass, outweighting the Flyer that was back, trying to back check on the 2-on-1. Beautiful patient pass from Mika Zibanejad, beautiful finish from Vincent Trocheck. The Rangers have the 4-2 or the 4-3 lead. You'd then have Owen Tippett tie it. Alexis Lafreniere would give them another lead, another play where it's just a rebound in front that Alexis Lafreniere eventually finds and slams home. Again, playoff style goal. It's a gritty rebound. It's a gritty forecheck. It's another rebound. It's a beautiful play, shorthanded, making the most of an opportunity. But even if you want to take away the shorthandedness, because if it's 5-on-5, you still get a similar result. It was a really, really nice pass broken up by Mika Zibanejad. Those are things that are good. The Rangers, conventionally, had 27 shots. That's fine. That's like an average game. They put up 6 goals, guys. And I understand that one of them came in the overtime of 3-on-3. So just remove that. 5-on-26 is still incredibly impressive. That's a really, really good game against a playoff team. And you might say, well, Weston, the Flyers aren't that incredible. It's still a playoff team. And on that note as well, look, the Rangers are the first team to clinch a playoff spot. They are currently in line to win the President's Trophy. They are, in 10 games, 2 oopsie-doopsies away from winning the President's Trophy, not having home ice in the second round. It's that close. Carolina is still hot on their tails. Yeah, they're the first team to clinch. They look great right now. They're in line to be first. It is not out of the question whatsoever that they might end up having to go on the road in the second round. Or at the very least, it is very likely that they might not win the President's Trophy. There's 7 teams within a point or 2. It's ridiculous how close it is. Again, the reason games like this can, in some roundabout way, be helpful for them is planting the seeds of doubt in another team. Igor Shesterkin did not play that great. They got outplayed to hell and back. They got outshot to hell and back. They had a 2-goal lead to overcome. They still won against a playoff team. And those are the little seeds planted in the back of other teams' minds that as you head into the playoffs, you want to have planted. And feel good for the team itself, because the offense was unbelievable. Every line did something of worth. The fourth line did fourth line things, so that's whatever. Second line pitched in a goal, and they didn't even have Wenberg on it. They had to have Brodzinski. Congratulations to Alex Wenberg, by the way, who's probably off with his wife having their baby. That's super neat and cool. Second line had a couple of goals. The penalty kill had a goal. The top line, just from proxy, because Mika had a goal and an assist, gets to be happy. They also had a power play goal. Everyone gets to feel good about it. The offense gets to think, man, we absolutely dominated. The defense isn't complete, so I'm not even going to talk about it. And Shesterkin, while I don't think it's the way his mind works from everything that I have read in interviews, the things I have heard him say, through that, there is a small part of every goaltender's mind that when they have an off night, but their offense picks them up, just makes them feel good. And having the team, who has so often only been good because Igor Shesterkin has bailed them out, actually have a night where Shesterkin might not have been on his A game, but he still gets a win. That is big. That is a mental relief going into the playoffs. However, I will also put that I would like to see Shesterkin have a couple more really, really good games before you hit the playoffs. Because, I've talked a lot. You need him being as hot as possible heading into there. So this is a nice little thing for his mental, but also if you threw in another 1-goal game in there or a shutout, that'd be really nice before you get there. So now the Rangers get tomorrow off. Before Thursday, they are in Colorado to take on the Avalanche. That game is at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I will be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.